Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and today we're going to talk about creative coaching with artificial intelligence. And I'm going to cover a number of different tools. Now, I'm using a tool that allows us to develop and deliver this in a very multifaceted way. So give me a little bit of latitude because I can get a little bit choppy with this. But the purpose of this presentation is to give you insight to creative coaching, expanding your presence before, during, and after your coaching sessions, whether it be one-on-one groups, or cohorts or what have you. And so I want you to think about coaching, and I'll reference it. I won't do it in a linear way. So it'll feel a little bit all over the board, but get exposed to the tools more than anything. So think about before the session, during the coaching session, and then after the coaching session. Okay. So when I am actually going to share my screen, I'm going to share my entire screen. Give me 2 seconds here. And then I'm going to take you over to my slide deck, and you're going to see a whole list of tools that we use. Now, the first one is something called Active Campaign. That is an automation tool. We are doing some really creative stuff. I'm going to demonstrate it here in a bit for you. So if you were to have a coaching session before and you want to find out what's going on, you want to prep them to get ready for your group cohort or your one-on-one session, you could have them sign up with a name and email address. It can send emails and it can send text messages asking questions. So what is your biggest struggle as it relates to this particular topic? And once you collect that data, you're now going to be able to facilitate a coaching session, whether it's a cohort, group coaching, team coaching, one-on-one coaching, in direct correlation to the experiences shared by your people. Instead of just showing up and asking questions, you're going to be able to really work ahead of the process, okay? Now, that's Active Campaign. I'm going to show that here in a bit. Kahoot is something where we use to gamify during the presentation. We do it one-on-one, but typically with groups. I currently do a service called Approachability and Coachability, where we do something called webinar-based coaching. We are literally coaching the masses, and we are literally coaching hundreds of people at a time, teaching them how to be approachable and coachable. Now, are they engaged? Most people aren't during the webinars. We have over a 92% participation rate, meaning we gamify it, we make it fun, they participate, but we're collecting data. And this is during a group presentation. So again, Active Campaign is an automation tool. Kahoot is a gamify tool. Now, I'm going to forget workplace coaching times. I'm going to go to JotForms. If you have not used JotForms, send me an email and put on the subject line JotForms. Sample, and I'll send you one. You can embed a video and then ask coaching questions of groups, of individuals. And you can also use a tool like Active Campaign to automate its delivery if you wanted. And what we have found is by embedding videos and having these questions, it's very easy to interact with, very good on mobile devices. It makes things very easy. Now, some of the other tools I'm going to show you are Profi coaching software, CoachFox, which is one of our AI development platforms. I might show you a little bit of Clarity Flow, which is our one-to-one coaching platform. We use probably about 15 different tools to engage with our clients. Now, you must be thinking, wait a minute, Tim, that's way too much. I get it, but it's a rich experience. We are engaging outside of the normal coaching interaction, creating a rich experience. So when you think about before, during, and after, we are engaging with our clients before and after our coaching sessions. We have to, as coaches, as leadership coaches, if you have a coaching business, we have to think beyond our physical presence. That's the whole purpose of this presentation. So let me stop the sharing real quick. I'm going to come back to you. And so again, you're going to have to give me a little bit of latitude because I'm going to struggle with this a little bit. And so when you think about coaching, you want to expand your presence. So while I'm doing this video with you, I'm actually sending out lessons. I have people filling out JotForms. I have people getting automated lessons sent right to their phone. And so we use a variety of tools that are before and after our coaching interactions that really create a rich experience. Now, one of the things that's happened, which I think is really interesting, is AI has really started to create a mountain of opportunities. So think about creating content. My friend Josh Ermler has a great platform called Landai. Send me an email, put Landai, Landdai, info on the subject line. My email is tim@progresscoachingleader.com. You can put in a couple prompts. It will spit out a PowerPoint, a handout, the videos embedded right into your course. One of the coolest things I've ever seen. And so obviously we know with ChatGPT and AI, content development is really getting rich. Yet what if you can mass produce you and your presence? That's the whole concept behind creative coaching. Now we actually have, which I'll talk to you about at the end to be transparent, we actually have a whole course on coaching creatively, and we teach about 20 different methods to do so. So with that being said, I want to give you another share. I want to show you the first AI tool called Coach Fox. So give me 2 seconds here. Let me just turn this on. And we should, there we go. So I'm going to take you to this tool called Coach Fox. So what you're looking at is my tool when you log in. So I logged in and etc. We just launched with this tool. And what I can do is I can customize it. We actually call it Ask Charlie. So we have an AI tool that teaches leaders how to coach. This one is actually for individual contributors and employees learning different coaching techniques of how to approach and have tough conversations. And so when I want to share this tool, I can share it, my URL. I can have a share page that is also accessible on a mobile device. And you can see I can share different things in here, but I can also brand it, and we call it Coachability Charlie. Ask Charlie a question. So we have different clients in here, and you'll see different chats that we just started with some of our clients. We have different statistics. Now, this is important. I have spent only a couple weeks on this tool. It is 72% ready. How do I get it ready? What they have done that I have not seen in other AI tools, it is not overwhelming. It is not confusing. It is so simple. There's support. They have a Slack channel. They are fantastic to work with. Let me show you how. When you train your AI, you're going to tell the system, here's my style. I'm more of a coaching mentoring style. Am I empathetic or straight talking? I tend to be a little bit more straight talking. Short responses or longer responses, formal or informal. I'm pretty informal, as you can probably tell. I'm accepting, I'm a little bit challenging. I'm gentle resistance there. Serious. I'm a lot more jovial if you know me. And then I have to train the conversation, my greetings, my sign off, my starters, my negatives in terms of if someone's struggling. And then the engagement, how do I engage with them? Here's the big one. When you do knowledge uploads, so when you go to ChatGPT, you're drawing upon knowledge. A GPT is created for your own purpose. And so what you're doing is, you can see here, I've uploaded some books, Approachability and Coachability book, 274 pages. That will allow me to have different prompts and completions. And so I have all these different articles in here, and I have a team that's working on this right now. The other thing that you can do is training data. You can put in prompts that most employees, remember what I'm building this for. I'm building this for employees and individual contributors. So then I can actually give a completion. And then what that does is it educates the platform of how to respond when those type of questions come up. And when I want to fine tune it, it just takes practice, okay? And it teaches you different ways of prompts and looking at the different ways people have interacted and giving it star ratings in terms of how you want the system to react. I can also create blogs. I can create LinkedIn posts and short form posts from this platform that can also be used to enrich the knowledge base. Now, what's the output? Keep in mind, I've spent less than 2 weeks looking at what you're about to find. So I'm going to start over. This is Ask Charlie. There's something very cool here that I have not seen other companies do. So this is our Coachability Charlie. This is rolled out to employees. And so how can I have a tough conversation with my boss who does not listen to me? Now, it doesn't mean it's accurate. You know, most employees may not be accurate, but you'll see what this system does. Now, this is being done in my tone, my voice. So when I ask the system as if I'm an end user, it'll give a response. It'll give it some, and again, the thinking is part of the problem. It is crucial to approach this with clear plan. Start by scheduling a dedicated time. When you talk, be clear and concise about your concerns and provide examples. You could also suggest a feedback system where both parties notice the system is protecting the employee. So again, I might also say, what else can I do? And so it'll draw upon that prior conversation. Now, keep in mind, this is drawing upon our content in my voice, my tone, the way I think it should be done. Doesn't mean you have to agree with this. Great, you're more open to suggestions. I'm going to put any other suggestions in regard to his lack of listening. I know there's spelling errors, so I'll ignore that for a second. And so what this allows me to do is have a conversation and position my clients, in this case, my individual contributors, to have a conversation for approachability and coachability. We do a lot of work in approachability and coachability. And so what it's doing is allowing a safe place. And the other thing is to actually have a conversation in a different way. Now, if you notice, there's numbers 1, 2, and 3 here, right? So here's number 1, here's number 2, and it continues the conversation down here, number 4. So it's almost like a continuation of the conversation. The thing I love about this system is the following. At the top, if I want to actually talk to someone, and we train our clients, and I want to have more one-to-one help and actually talk to a client, I actually can come right here. I can create a message. I can send a text message to an actual certified coach and say, I really could use some help. This is a tool called Clarity Flow. And then what I can do is I can respond to that. And so when I respond to it, now I can't turn on my camera because I'm using the camera now, but if I turn this off and I want to turn on the mic, I'm actually about to send an audio message right back to this person in their private account. This is our one-to-one help tool. So if someone wants to go beyond and work with an actual coach, we've integrated real-world help with certified coaches in direct correlation to an artificial intelligence tool. So once I click finish, I'm then going to I should be able to send that somewhere. Well, anyways, I should be able to send it. And that's essentially what Clarity Flow is. And so what that does is that allows us from this tool to give our individual contributors, in this case, our employees at our client sites, access to artificial intelligence and then actually access to live coaching if we so choose. So I'm going to come back here and I just wanted to share this with you. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And so that is Coach Fox. Let me just share with you how you can get access to that. And I'm hoping I can find this. And there we go. There's a QR code. If you want to just scan that, that will take you to the tool. This is not our tool. This is a tool. I think it's like $100 a month. Support is phenomenal. Getting up to speed and having your own AI tool in a matter of minutes. I was going to say a rough term. It is a really cool tool. You will be up in a matter of minutes. So check that out if you could. So let me hide that. Let me hide this. There we go. So that's a little bit about AI. Now, the other tool that we've been working with is, and let me just move this a little bit around. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to show my screen again. Again, this could be a little bit clunky, so give me a little bit of latitude again. So I'm going to share my screen again. And I want to show you a tool called Stammer. So Stammer, when you log in, gets a little bit more in depth. They go a little bit farther than Coach Fox. Now, this at first can look a little bit overwhelming. And the gentleman that I'm working with there has done a great job of training us. You'll notice my AI agents. In some of their platforms, in this platform, you're going to be able to create your own chatbots, okay? By creating your own chatbots, you will be able to have multiple functions of chatbots. So currently, Philip, one of our coaches that I partner with, he and I are building out a career coaching chatbot. I'm going to be building out one for a feedback coaching chatbot. So what you're going to be able to do is build up to 20 chatbots. Now, it looks like we're up on our free plan. We've already upgraded with them, so I might have logged into our old account. But the idea behind this is you're going to be able to create your own chatbot. You're going to be able to even sell your chatbots. This company does an amazing job of this. So again, let me just come back. And when you are at Stammer, let me just share with you Stammer real quick. There it is. So this is their tool, not our tool. Check out, do the QR code. Let me get the captions off here for you a second. There we go. So I'll hide that. And so Stammer allows you to build out your own chatbots. I went through the demo weeks ago before this video, and I'll tell you, I was blown away. But what I'm excited about is I'm going to be able to create tools for my clients. So what AI is doing for coaching is allowing you to expand your existence, okay? It's allowing you to expand your existence in a very cool way. And it allows you before, during, and after. So we embed it in our courses, our group cohorts. We do it in our Kahoots when we're live with large groups. So again, let's go back to the fundamentals of before, during, and after. Before, you can send out a jot form. You can send out an automation tool, which I'm going to show you in a second. You can also look at how people are interacting with the CoachFox tool. And then number two, if you want to have very niche down chatbots. So we're building one for feedback. We're building one to ascertain career goals, which does what? In our business, we teach leaders how to coach. So whatever your coaching is, let's say you're a nutrition coach, you might create a chat bot of asking people what they ate this week, which could prepare for your next coaching conversation. Here's my advice to you with AI, whether it's CoachFox, whether it's Stammer, whether it's other tools, is to explore, be open to it. The tools are getting exponentially easier to use. The training is getting better. Because I'd say 6 months ago, I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know. We're already embedding it with fanfare. We have clients saying, this is really cool. And then when we integrated it with that tool, Clarity Flow, where somebody can send in a text, audio, or video saying, I need help with this situation, and then we respond with our voices and our face and our video, it's creating a really rich experience. The whole purpose of this presentation, again, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, this is all over the board. It is. It is. Because before, during, and after, you're going to have so many different tools that can create this really rich experience. So let me share with you one more tool that, that I want to show you that I think you'll really like. And this is something I don't think is used as much. It's not AI, okay? So let me just share this with you. And this is something we use called Active Campaign, okay? So what you're looking at is a tree structure. So this trigger is when you go over here, it's going to be when they come here where I'm highlighting, basically what they do is they register their name and their email address. We then send an email, which you'll see here. Oops, let me go back. You can see that email to the left. That's what they get. Then we wait a day, and then another condition comes, and then we send another email 2 days later. What we embed in those emails, I want you to take almost like a picture of this or write this on a piece of paper. Let's say before you're about to start a conversation with someone, you want to give them a 2-week ramp up. For the next 2 weeks, let's use our nutrition coaching. I'm the worst person to be a nutrition coach, by the way. I have a beautiful Wisconsin body. But what if you want to find out how I'm eating and my nutrition coach says, Tim, for the next 14 days, I want you to tell me exactly what you're eating. So this system, Active Campaign, Stephanie Hutchinson, who's one of our strategists here at Progress Coaching, does a brilliant job of this. And I'll show you what we do with some of our tools. But what you do is these conditions then have prompts and responses. You can send email or text messages. So going back to our example, for the next 14 days, that could actually have a link to some tool like Jotforms or some other tool and have a repository of what I ate that day to give my nutrition coach a glimpse. Or if you're an emotional intelligence coach, you might, for the next 14 days, tell me of your encounters where you felt like you were encountering people with a lack of self-awareness, or you were demonstrating self-regulation challenges. So what this does, and what you're looking at here, you see the tool Eat Feedback. We teach a feedback system called Eat Feedback. What this prompts people to do is to actually go practice getting feedback from people. So what's really cool is you can outline a coaching automation program. You can do this before you coach, you can do this during your coaching, and you can certainly do it after to reinforce your coaching sessions. What are you expanding? Your presence. So check out Active Campaign. Now, I want to see what other tools we have in. We've built so many. Yeah, we have them in here. Like here, accountability and coachability, better change acceptance. This is for employees. So we're very big on approachability and coachability. So what we're looking at or about to look at, hopefully, is the same thing. So leaders in our contracts can assign this. So if you are my coach and you think, geez, Tim needs to get better at better change acceptance, all they have to do is send a link to their employee and boom, they're getting coached. And it's done in our voice. That's the cool thing. We're now starting to work with even tellers and banks and credit unions to send text messages to people at the front lines, now using their phones strategically. This is something called coaching automation. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to give you a breather. AI. So I'm going to just bring you back here. So again, you have CoachVox, which you can create your own tool inside of your own presence, if you will. You also have Stammer, where you can build out very similar to CoachVox, does a little bit of a deeper dive, yet you can create your own chatbots. You can have multifunctional chatbots. Now, what CoachVox does, it's kind of a one-trick pony. You can certainly sign up for multiple accounts, but it's basically to build out one tool for you as a coach. Whereas we're niching down into like feedback and change and creating different chatbots that have those conversations that help us with our coaching. And then let me get rid of this and let me show you the last one. Oh, let me come back to that at the end. That's our creative coaching course, what I want to make you aware of. So the thing that's unique about coaching today is, how do I mass produce me? How do I create that rich experience? Now, some of you might be thinking to yourself, I'm not technical. The reason I showed you CoachVox, very easy. The reason I showed you Stammer, great onboarding. When I first looked at it, it's like, okay, I'm a little overwhelmed here. Once I spent about 15 minutes with it, I'm like, oh, that's it? And they will hold your hand. The tools are getting easier. So let's say you're an emotional intelligence coach. Let's say for whatever reason, you're going to do one-on-one coaching. And there's nothing wrong with one-on-one coaching, whether you are a leader or a coaching practitioner. So this is also designed for workplace leaders. If you want to build out tools, that's great. If you don't, you have to ask yourself, if somebody else comes in and says, geez, John, you know, if you sign up with us, or if you work with me as a leader, I'm going to provide you a tool. And every day I want you to have a conversation with this AI tool, or I want you to have access to this tool. And then I'm also going to sign you up for an automation program where every 2 days, so again, with Active Campaign, you can program it to go every other day, 5 days a week. It's up to you. And I'm going to have that reinforce the things you and I are working on as it relates to emotional intelligence. So you have automation. Active Campaign is the tool we use. There's other tools out there. We have our coaching tools. And again, someone just put a message in. CoachVox, I would encourage you to check it out. The other tool is Stammer. That allows you to also create GPTs, multiple GPTs. That is, or chatbots. That is also, just so you know, that is also designed for leaders as well. So if you're inside a company, you can also create different things as it relates to your particular company. So all of these things, when you think about using, we use assessment forms like Jot Forms. We use tools like Kahoot. We use so many different tools to create this really rich creative coaching experience. So again, I go back and let me just show you my PowerPoint deck here. And I want to just share that list with you again very quickly, if you wouldn't mind. And when I show this to you, this is, you know, we teach a variety of tools. So we teach in our course how to use Active Campaign, how to use Kahoot, how to use Jot Forms, which is an assessment tool. We teach you about 4 different AI video tools if you want to automate video development. I also have a firm out of Pakistan that builds me videos for $10 each. They are phenomenal. We also use webinar automation tools. If you love to do webinars, and I do, we also use a tool called Profi, which is coaching software. Send me an email. CoachVox is now our AI tool. We also use Clarity Flow at the end. So what we've done is we've also created a course. And that course really allows us to we teach about 40 different ways to expand your coaching. You're not going to do all of them. And what we do is we deliver it in a way of saying, here's some things you can do before your coaching, during your coaching, and after your coaching. Let me just bring this up. And I hope you don't mind me doing this. This is the Creative Coaching course link. If you go to it, it'll give you the price, and I think it has a trailer in there that'll give you details of the course. Check it out. And what we also provide you are 4 one-on-one coaching sessions. In addition to the course, once you sign up, we will give you a link to our calendar, mine specifically. We will work with you 4 one-on-one coaching sessions to craft out a creative coaching strategy as it relates to your leadership, your coaching practice, or what have you. This for us has been probably one of the funnest things that we've ever done. And I know that's a little bit slangish, but it's been so enjoyable for one major reason. We teach coaching. We typically don't go look for coaches as our clients. And I think in terms of a best practice, it is such a great thing to do. Oh, and here's Active Campaign if you want to go to Active Campaign. And that's that coaching automation tool. I forgot to bring that up before. But again, this is a creative coaching course. Get that QR code if you're interested. And I will tell you, if you're not going to be an AI, I'm not one of those people saying, oh, you're going to be out of business and you're not going to be able to coach your people. 2 things are going to happen with AI. It's going to expand the development. You're going to be able to create things quicker. That creative coaching course, we teach you 4 different, I think it's 4 AI video tools that you can put in a prompt, put in a URL. It'll produce a 2 to 3 minute video that will absolutely differentiate you. Not our tools. So again, I'm not selling tools. I'm selling what we're doing. I'm sharing our best practices with you. Okay. Number 2, I think as AI goes up, so will the need for human coaching. So the human coaching, if you're going to do anything with AI, it has to represent that person, meaning you. It has to really create that rich experience that's in your tone, your style, positions you to use the data and look at the data and say, oh, here's what John needs before I get together with him. So when I look at some of the responses I get, some of those tools allow me to ascertain what my clients are going through when I'm not on a call with them, when I'm not teaching one of our cohorts. So again, the challenge that we all have with coaching is, how do I expand me? How do I use these tools to differentiate me? We teach you, I think it's almost 40 different tools and strategies specific to creative coaching, automation, assessment tools, video tools, using jot forms. Using AI tools to write. So we actually have a tool that actually, when we produce a video, it produces an audio and it produces an article instantly. And so all of these tools allow you to expand you. If you're not doing that, your competition is. If you're a leader who wants to do this, I'm telling you, your employees will love you for it. So let me know your comments of everything that we just covered. Someone just asked, I'm putting this in again. I hope you don't mind, a little bit salesy, but this is the creative coaching course. Check it out, take it. It's an online course, but you get 4 one-on-one coaching conversations with myself. We will craft your creative coaching strategy. This for me is not our big revenue builder. I say that very diplomatically because our focus are typically mid-sized to big companies. This is a labor of love for us because sharing this with other coaches. And when I saw like someone just asked me again, sorry, Stammer. When I went to Philip, I said, Philip, we need to build out our own career coaching tool. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, we can actually ascertain, putting into the system prompts and questions, ascertaining someone's career coaching goals. So we can sit down with leaders and say, here's what your employees want to do. Here's where they want to take their careers. And that positions us to help our leaders coach more effectively, which is our niche. Now, Philip happens to be a certified career coach, so he might use the results differently, maybe even before he starts his career coaching. So again, the flexibility, the creativity of using these tools is really endless. So With that being said, let me just share this with you again. Creative coaching with artificial intelligence. If you are not expanding your presence, I think you're going to be on the outside looking in. I don't think you're going to go out of business. I think it just will make things tougher. Do not in any way feel like it's intimidating. Little hypocritical because I was intimidated. Expanding you and using tools like CoachVox and Active Campaign and potentially Stammer or JotForm, I'm telling you, you will absolutely create a rich experience. Now, what we do in our course is we actually kind of help you craft out that strategy before, during, and after. What the course does is it teaches you tools from blog generation, AI video generation, to you building your own AI tools, to building your own coaching automation programs. And once you learn the tools, then we start to craft out a strategy specific to your business imperatives or your leadership imperatives. So do me a favor, put into the chat. This is 31 minutes. I wanted to get done in 30. I could have covered about 25 to 30 more tools, but I wanted to whet your appetite. Let me know. And again, this can be like, geez, this guy was all over the board. It's tough because it is not as linear as people would hope, but that's where we will help you out. So again, if you're intrigued and you're potentially thinking about this, I would really encourage you to check this out and, join our creative coaching course. It'll probably take you about 30 days to get through. You can use the one-on-ones anytime that you want. And it really kind of creates that rich experience for you and either your employees or your clients. So put into the chat, was this worth your time? We're going to come out with another segment. We're going to come out with volume 2 of this presentation. But let me know if there's some other things you want to see, put them into the chat, and then we'll craft our next presentation and we'll address it as best we can. Thanks, everybody. I hope this was worth your time. Thanks.